Last weekend was championship weekend for college football, and the results left everyone speechless. Number 3 Washington beat number 5 Oregon, so they punched their ticket in the college football playoffs. Michigan beat Iowa in their championship, so they also were undefeated and punched their ticket into the college football playoffs. And then number 1 Georgia played number 8 Alabama in the SEC championship. That was the biggest game of all, and Alabama hit them with the upset. So people didn't know if Alabama would still make the college football playoffs with being the 8 seed, but they did beat the number 1 seed. There was 2 other significant championships being played, the Big 12 championship and the ACC championship. Those 5 championships are the 5 biggest leagues in the country, and usually if you win that championship, you are probably going to be around like a top 15 ranked team at least, depending on your record. If you watch even a little bit of college football, you would probably know what's going around right now with Florida State. The College Football Playoff Committee decided to leave them out. Around 10 years ago or so, they changed it from just being a national championship bowl game to a college football playoffs where 4 teams could play. They're also trying to make it 12 teams in the upcoming years, just so situations like this doesn't happen again. And ever since they made it 4 teams, any top 5 league championship who was undefeated never got left out. But a lot of people were debating whether FSU, who were undefeated and won their league, should still be in it or not. It is decided by the College Football Playoff Committee that the best 4 teams make the college football playoff, so it doesn't really matter what your record is. The 4 teams that were competing for the last 2 spots were Florida State, Alabama, Georgia, and Texas. Now, why a lot of fans didn't want Florida State to be in is because they didn't think they were a top 4 team and that they weren't going to produce such a great game versus a big team like Michigan. Florida State's quarterback Jordan Travis got hurt a couple weeks ago, and even last game they won with their 3rd string quarterback. So, number 1 Georgia being beaten by Alabama, they still had a chance because they were the number 1 ranked team and they only had 1 loss, but they did lose the SEC championship. So a lot of people didn't think they deserved their shot. Michigan, number 2, they destroyed Iowa in the championship. So a lot of people thought they would move on to number 1. Washington, number 3, beat number 5 Oregon in the Pac-12 championship. So a lot of people thought they punched their ticket to number 2. Now 3 and 4 was a big debate because number 7 Texas had an amazing game versus number 18 Oklahoma State. And with Alabama beating Georgia and Texas beating Alabama earlier in the season, people were like, Texas deserves their shot to be in the college football playoffs. Obviously, Alabama beating the number 1 ranked team and in the SEC championship, a lot of people thought they had a chance to be in the playoffs. And of course, Florida State University being undefeated, and they won the ACC championship with a 3rd string quarterback beating a top 14 Louisville team. Their defense only let them up to 6 points. So the people arguing for Florida State, their points were undefeated, won their Power 5 championship, and they beat 3 ranked teams over the season. There's no reason why they should be left out of the college football playoffs. Now, the people arguing for Alabama, they kind of had one simple point. Who is a better team, Alabama or Florida State? Even with Jordan Travis, Alabama's a better team. They deserve to be going to the college football playoff. But then why do you rank Florida State number 4 before the week starts and then they win and you put them lower? That makes no sense to me. Now, what do you think? Do you think Florida State deserved their chance of becoming a national champion again? Or do you think they just weren't good enough to be in the college football playoffs?